Welcome to the Perusall Tour video. So first page here, first slide over here, showing you what the agenda for this video lecture is going to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and persuasively answer the question, why are we using this Perusall thing? Why are we using this web platform? And then I'm going to give you a brief tour about how to use Perusall effectively and efficiently to interact with and score points on these video lectures, but also the readings, and to give you some other ideas about kind of how that scoring works so that you can effectively and efficiently score points and learn what you need to learn to succeed in the rest of the course. All right, so first, why Perusall? Well, I could just post these videos on YouTube or some other web platform, and I could just hand out PDFs of the readings, and all that would probably be pretty okay, but I'm really conscious that at least for some people, having some interaction is a good thing, both for the video lectures with classmates or with me, but especially with the readings. If there's some difficult passages that you can reach out for help, you can highlight stuff, you can get people to help you out understanding particular things that maybe you can't figure out on your own, or that would just take you a lot of time to figure out on your own, so it's easier just to ask somebody for help. And so that's the main reason why Perusall. It helps anybody using it to mark up, to annotate what they're looking at, either a video, post comments on that, or to highlight passages in a reading and post comments or questions about that. Now, the kind of the more devious reason why Perusall is that, at least allegedly, it's the way that it's designed and the way that students are supposed to interact with it, that are steered to interact with it, is to promote what we might call good studenting behaviors. That is, a good approach to watching these video lectures and doing the readings that are required for the course. And two key ones there are rereading. Lots of students read something once. Now, they might read it once really, really carefully, and that's good if you're that kind of person, but research shows that people learn better, more persistently. That is, that the knowledge, the comprehension that they get from a reading or a video lasts longer if they do it more than once, even if each time they do it isn't kind of as intense and as careful as it might otherwise be. And so I'm hoping that the structure of the course and Perusall helps you kind of put that in your locker, gives you that habit of revisiting material and reading it more than once. Perusall specifically does that with the points that you earn through commenting, responding to other comments, and the points you earn by having other people comment on your stuff, which should, at least in principle, help draw you back and open up that reading again to see what other people said about your comments, or to see what the answers were to a question that you posed, things like that. The other kind of good studenting behavior that Perusall really is a good thing for is active reading. That is, that requirement, that expectation that you post comments or questions makes you less of just a passive reader and acceptor of a reading or of a video like this, because it's easy for you to stop this video at any point and post a comment and critique something or ask a follow-up question or provide an example that you're hoping is useful but you're not sure, so you post it and say, hey, does that sound right? And then I or a classmate can come in and say, yeah, that sounds like a good example, a good illustration of that point, or not quite, it's missing this feature, or something like that, which should help your understanding. That's active reading. We want to get you folks away from reading something once, just kind of passively and acceptingly. We want you to become engaged readers who are properly skeptical and inquisitive about the things that you are being told, either by a talking head or by some allegedly prestigious academic from the pages of a journal or something, right? So Perusall is going to help with those kinds of things. All right. Now, the third reason why you're doing Perusall is because I don't have to grade you. It's easier for me. And that's because Perusall monitors, like some weird stalker, your behavior on its website as part of how it grades you and your behavior when you're reading. right? So it doesn't just say, hey, did they access that web page and do the reading? It uses kind of some of the same stuff that Google or other websites do to kind of track your movements across the page and things like that, to see exactly how you interact with the reading as clues for how well you're actually engaging with the reading. And yes, it is a bit mysterious, and in the end, all you're going to do is you're going to get some points out of it, and you might be wondering, well, how can I, get those points, and without spending 24 hours wandering around a reading trying to guess how I'm supposed to earn points on this. Well, the good news is that even though it is mysterious and a complex kind of algorithm that looks at a bunch of different things, the bunch of different things that it looks at are all pretty straightforward, and you don't have to do all of them to get the maximum number of points, because there's different ways to engage with readings effectively, and so the algorithm will kind of allow for that, right? And so all of those ways to get maximum points are about being active readers, doing the reading more than once, posting comments or questions, replying to other people's posted questions or comments, or even just upvoting, interacting with them, being on time with the activity, right? So remember, Perusall readings, things posted on Perusall, some of these videos, but the readings, the topics and thinking stuff, they have actual due dates, and when you pass the due dates, the points credit you get are going to be reduced, right? So they have to be done in a timely fashion, and I do that just for those topics and thinking things, because I want to make sure that to the greatest extent possible, everybody in the class is looking at the same reading, the same topic and thinking, right? So that way it's going to increase the odds that people are going to be seeing your posts and responding to them, and that you're going to see those responses and not have moved on and it's like 3 weeks later and somebody is asking a question about something that you posted and you've moved on, right? So that's why we're doing that kind of stuff. And so I wanted to show you a little bit about how that works. So let me just switch over to a new slide. Where am I? Boop. That one. Yes. Good. Okay. So here I am in Canvas. I'm just showing you a page, the Perusall page to this. Oh, I got to reload that so that the button becomes more active, right? So you should see this. I can turn on student. There's some weird stuff here that you don't get to see because you're not an instructor in the course. But you should see a button like this for every one of those things. If I click on this, then I get to one of these videos, right? And so here I can start the video. An agenda page here that's going to have, click to pause it. They're all ported over from YouTube, and you can see this nice glowy little button here. That's the button that you push to type in a comment, and then all you have to do is press enter to submit that comment, and then that is going to be, that's that little purple dot. I can scrub through the video and go to different points in the video, but that right there, if I hover over that, you can see if I click to that, or if I go to all the conversations over here, I'll be able to zero in and see, oh, and that's the exact point when I or somebody else posted that comment, so you know exactly at which point somebody's asking a question about something that happened in the video. And you can do these things yourself. I am gonna just trash that guy because I can. But one other thing that might be a little bit important and useful for you is that you can add a comment, and you can see, like, you can format it and stuff like that and add emojis and stuff. Don't go nuts. But one of the other important things is that you can post a comment anonymously. So if you have a question or a comment, but you just, you'd feel more comfortable with classmates not knowing who it came from, click that button right there. When it's active and shaded like that, then the comment that you post is going to be anonymous. Now, it's not going to be anonymous to me because I'm the instructor, so it's always going to show up to me about revealing who posted that comment, because Perusall needs to know, because it's still going to give you credit for your anonymous comments as part of your engagement with the reading or the video lecture, but it'll be anonymous to other students. So if you feel more comfortable posting comments and questions that way, take advantage of it, okay? I'm going to delete that again. All right. The other thing that I wanted to show you was the settings, some of this behind the scenes kind of stuff. And so here is how I've set up the mysterious Perusall algorithm that is going to be measuring your interaction with the video lectures and the readings and deciding how many points you earn. So you can see here, it's nice and graphical now. You can see that you can get full credit without doing everything perfectly, without doing everything at all, right? And so there's certain expectations here. So you're expected to post annotations, fancy for comments and questions. And you get up to 40% of full credit for posting a few good comments. I'm pretty sure that that is like, the expectation is 3 or 4 comments per item. So not a lot. Don't go putting a dozen things in there. That's just making it more difficult for your classmates to get through because you've cluttered up a video or a reading with a ton of comments. Don't be that guy, okay? And the algorithm is going to grade each one of your posts. I don't really know how it does it. I'm not really all that confident that it does it well, but it doesn't matter all that much because even if it doesn't like your comments, there's still a ton of ways to get grades here. So you'll score points even if Perusall doesn't like your stuff, but Perusall tends to like stuff as long as it's, you know, not a super long comment and not a super short 3-word comment or something like that. You get 20% of full credit just for opening up the assignment. Just for opening up the assignment. That's it. Now you get 5% each time, so to max this out, gotta open it up 4 times. All right? Don't be that guy who opens it up, closes the window, opens it up again, closes the window. Don't be that guy. Do it naturally, okay? You get credit for how much of the reading you do. So if you just open it up to the first page and then close it and open it up, you might get credit for this component right here, but you won't get credit for this because Perusall monitors how many pages you've read into. It also measures, keeps track of how long you linger on each page. It not only sees that you have read things, but it looks to see how long you have stayed on any particular page, and it tracks your mouse moving around, so it knows, it can distinguish, tell the difference between you opening something up on a tab and then flicking over to another tab to watch Netflix, and when you're reading through something and slowly scrolling through it and actively reading it, okay? So you get a lot of credit for that, all right? You also get credit for eliciting responses from classmates. That is, they post replies to your comment, or they upvote, or in other ways interact with stuff. And you also, as part of this one right here, you get some credit for your own upvoting activity. So when you interact with other people's posts, you get credit for that too. So you don't have to do all of these things. And what I would do is I would encourage you to just go through these first couple of videos and kind of act as normally as maybe you would at watching a YouTube video or something like that. Maybe being mindful, yeah, I should post a comment or 2, especially when the instructor is prompting me in the video, hey, pause and post a comment, right? And see how much that earns you in terms of points, and keep track of that. Try and adjust your behavior to max out those points, and I think you'll find that that won't be a super burdensome thing to do, but that what it will do is it will kind of train you in those good studenting behaviors, get you to focus on things that are worth your, that I think are worth your while. That is, being an active reader, posting smart comments that get interaction from other people, right? That's what I want to see. That's what's going to get you good points on all of the video lectures and the readings. All right? Okay. So we're going to go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. So it is going to do all of those things, hopefully for you. You're going to have the ability to do all of those things right there. Each one of those things individually is going to earn you points, and I think I have set up Perusall such that you're going to know the impact of your activity kind of instantaneously as you do them. Your score is going to regularly be updated, like minute by minute, second by second, depending on your activity. So that's why I say just kind of behave normally, watch a video, maybe post a couple comments, that by the time you've kind of watched the video and finished it, and you've clicked back to the home page on Perusall, you should be able to see, hey, what did Perusall think of my watching activity? How many points did I score? And if you didn't max out, but you want to max out, well, go get a coffee, come back, reopen up the video, rewatch a couple sections, maybe post a third time, something like that, and see what that does to your points. If it doesn't max you out, maybe let it rest for a day and see if other people post replies to your comments or things like that, because you could earn points without having to do a thing, because you earn points when other people interact with your posts. You don't have to be on the site to do that, right? So you could wake up the next morning, visit Perusall and see, hey, my score improved because other people interact with my posts. Maybe I'll go in and check to see what they did. Did they just upvote it, or did they reply to it? Things like that. And then just by opening up to check, you're going to get more points too, because that's going to add to that reading component. All right? And you should get a kind of a breakdown of where you're earning those points. If you don't, just reach out to me and I can kind of help guide you after a couple of things. If you're not getting max points, or you're not earning points as easily as you expected to, reach out to me and I can definitely find the statistics for that and help explain and tell you, here's what Perusall is seeing you do. And here are the ways that maybe you could work to do things differently to get more points. And I can give you pointers on that. All right? Okay. All right. The last thing. Why did that skip to 5? I don't know. All right. Infrequently. Sometimes Perusall and Canvas don't talk to each other excellently. And so you'll earn some points on Perusall and they won't show up in the Canvas gradebook. They won't show up in your points total in Canvas. Nothing to panic about, okay? If it hasn't updated within a day, if you're seeing a score that you earned in Perusall not reflected in the Canvas gradebook after about a day, drop me a line and say, hey, this doesn't seem to be communicating over, and I can investigate it. And worst case, I can go in and manually push it over or just override the score in Canvas directly and just give you the points that I see in Perusall. Not a big deal. Always fixable. Okay? So if you see any discrepancies, if you see something wrong, you don't see your earning points, just email me and we'll figure it out. Okay? All right. That's it for this video, kind of short. The next video is all about learning theory. That is some theories about how you learn and how you learn best, because I think those are an important part of orientation, especially for a quick course like this, to learn a little bit more about yourself and how people in general, and perhaps you specifically, learn best, so that we can lean into those things during this course to make you the best learner. All right? And I'll leave you here with just a little hint, right, about how to score points on this video and other ones, right? Did you leave some posts? Think about it. Scrub back in the video to places. Oh yeah, I could post something here, and do that. All right?